I hope Mike Tyson walks out like a f***ing G. Bar one. Holy shit! Holy f***. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, you know, this is the problem when it comes to boxing, and now they're finally walking out. It's all this theatrical stuff that's happening right now. I just want to see these guys fight. I don't care about your car. I don't care about 30 minutes of commercials. I hope Mike Tyson walks out like a f***ing G. Like a praying, he just walks out like, I'm here to box. Now, you know, I'm not saying Mike Tyson can't win. I'm just saying, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he's gonna defy age. Bar one. Fucking Mike Tyson. Holy shit. Holy f. Okay, that right hand though, 2 minutes is not long enough. 2 minutes is very, very quick. 2 minute rounds is like nothing. You start, you move, you're already at a minute and 30. Because that's the problem. Each time Mike Tyson gets that sweet spot, all Jake has to do is grab him. It nullifies everything. That's the problem with boxing, is that obviously it's boxing. You can't knee, elbow, you know, kick. It's like once he comes out, I grab you. That's it. There's no wrestling. Yeah, Tyson's got to go. He's got a minute. He's got 2 minutes to work, and they get a minute break. Oi, oi, oi. Tell you what, man, Tyson's got a fucking chin. Oi, oi. Jesus. God damn it. See, he can't get to that spot where he wants to. Fuck. Breathe and relax, motherfucker. I'm 58. Fuck. These guys are boxing for fucking... Jake's boxing for 2 minutes and he looks exhausted. He's too slow. Of course he's too slow. He's 58. Look, all the black people up there pissed. Like, be one of our fucking heroes. Oi. Oi. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is... round 8, final round. It was an amateur fight. This is an amateur fight. This is an amateur fight for Jake Paul. I said this, if you guys, I've been following Jake Paul's boxing career, and if you guys go back and watch all of my breakdowns of Jake Paul when he has his fights, these are amateur fights for him. Jake Paul is still trying to build his amateur career, and he's just getting paid a shitload of money to do it, essentially. He landed 18. All right, guys, we're gonna get in the office and break this down to a T, what happened in this fight. But there's no secret what's going on. 58 years old, taking on a 27-year-old gentleman. So, what's going on, guys? This video is sponsored by DoorDash. Now, DoorDash is a delivery service which is very convenient directly from your phone. All you gotta do is go to your app store, download DoorDash. Use Mighty 2024 to get 50% off up to $10 on your first order of 15 or more. A limited time offer. Very convenient, very easy to use, and you can use it all around the world. I love using it when I'm too damn lazy to cook any food, and I don't want my wife to cook any food. They can deliver alcohol to your place. You must be 21 and over, and it has to be available in the select market that you are in, and groceries, and even food from your favorite restaurant. If I'm in California, if I'm in Chicago, if I'm in New York, it picks up your location via the GPS, via the app, and it'll have it delivered directly to you right in your front doorstep. If you want to be lazy like your boy and have the food delivered to you, look no further, check out DoorDash. Shout out to DoorDash for sponsoring this video. Boom, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we just got done watching Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul live on Netflix. 70,000 people in the Texas AT&T Arena. Okay, first off, let's give a shout out to Mike Tyson, one of the legend, Iron Mike Tyson. We love you here on the Mighty Cast. You know, Mike Tyson did impress me in the first 1 or 2 rounds. I mean, he did come out there with a beautiful 1-2, almost clipped Jake Paul. You know, when you go back and look at Mike Tyson in his earlier days, his style hasn't really changed from then to now. Why? Because he's always been one of the shorter fighters, fighting at heavyweight, using the peekaboo, body uppercut, left hook to get to his opponents. But the biggest thing, you know, that I told you guys in the breakdown that I did yesterday, that we dropped today earlier, was Mike Tyson has to get across the void to get to that sweet spot in order to let his hands go. Now, in boxing, there's a lot of things you could do to nullify that. One, you could run away. You have 4 corners, get your back off the ring, you could run away. 2, you can tie him up. Once you tie him up, the ref's gonna have to break you apart, and then that's just burning time off the clock. And the biggest thing about that too is that it is a type of style that you wear and tear. You wear it on your opponent. Over time, when you keep on doing it, it's going to pay out dividends. We're going to be able to land bigger shots. But when the rounds are only 2 minutes and you get a 1 minute rest and you only make first contact with your opponent within a minute and a half left, I mean, I can do play-by-play by the round 1 fight goes out there. He's doing peekaboo. Jake Paul's measuring with his hands, measuring. Okay, it's a minute and a half. Okay, you finally get across the board. You're against Jake Paul. It's about a minute and 15. Jake Paul grabs you. He's holding break, work clean, get out of it. Boom, you have a minute left to work. So there's not really a good chance to actually get a rhythm going for either athletes when you have 2-minute rounds and 1 minute break. I mean, they fought for 8 rounds, which was 16 minutes. 2 times 8 is 16. And then they rested for 8 minutes. So they rested. Their rest was half of the fight time. Does that make sense? When you fight in mixed martial arts, it's 5-5. That's 25 minutes and you get 5-minute break, right? So you're fighting for 4 rounds, you're resting for 1. Technically, you're fighting for 5, but you get my drift. So that was another big thing too. Another interesting thing that happened was when Jake Paul was trying to measure Mike Tyson, the ref said, don't measure. I wonder why he said that. Sometimes when you have somebody who's doing the peekaboo style and having great head movement, which Mike Tyson did have phenomenal head movement, you want to measure out so you can put your hand in their face and it kind of blinds them, and then you pull the left hand out and you hit them with the right hand. That's what it's kind of, you measure, right hand. But the ref said, no, you can't measure. I'd be curious why they said that. Another thing I was impressed with Mike Tyson was his chin. He took a lot of shots from Jake Paul, a lot of shots that Jake Paul has landed in the past and knocked out other opponents, actually younger opponents, believe it or not. He knocked out Tyron Woodley. He knocked out Ben Askren. He was able to drop Anderson Silva. He dropped Nate Diaz, but he was not able to drop the legend Iron Mike Tyson. And I think that just shows a credit to how tough Mike Tyson is, even at 58 years old. Now, my kids were sitting there asking, why is Jake Paul fighting someone who's older than him? I had to explain to those guys, that's what boxing is. When you're in boxing and you're the promotion MVP, along with Netflix, you can able to pull, pick and choose who you're going to fight. Whereas in mixed martial arts, you really can't do that. A promoter says they have a fight for you. Do you want to fight this guy? Yes or no? And that's how it goes. But, unfortunately, everybody wasn't surprised. Mike Tyson ended up losing this fight to Jake Paul. I did. My heart wanted Mike Tyson to win, but my mind was like, Jake Paul's going to win. He's 30 years younger than him. He is getting better as a boxer. I think now I view all these fights that he just recently had as an amateur. He has a very expensive amateur career where he's being paid. Reason why I say it is when you look at boxing, an amateur at least has 25 to 30 fights under their belts before they go pro. And they either go to the Olympics. Where Jake Paul's taking a different route where he's picking and choosing the athletes that he's fighting. And some of these guys are tough. They're all tough. I'm not saying they're bad, but they're all amateurs as well because they don't have as many fights. Now, the 2 gentlemen that he did fight recently, the guy he knocked out, the guy who was delivering pizza, and the gentleman Rhino who left boxing to go work at Oral Rig. You got to take into consideration these guys left boxing and they're coming back to get a check. But granted, they were both a lot older than Jake Paul. I believe the pizza boy was 35, and I can't remember how much the oil gentleman is as well. So that's why I'm considering as an amateur. What would I like to see next for Jake Paul? I would like to see Jake Paul fight somebody who is relatively his age. Fight someone who's 25 to 29 years old, who's on who's maybe, 15-1, 12-2, 13-4 in boxing, his age, and has a nice amateur career, maybe 30 fights, 40 fights as amateur. But the culture in boxing is totally different, right? Before I went pro as a professional mixed martial artist, I had at least 20 fights, 5, maybe 4 jiu-jitsu tournaments. I had a boxing match, Muay Thai match, shoot boxing match, kickboxing match, and I had at least 15 mixed martial arts fights before I went pro. So it's a little bit different. So that's why I view this as his amateur career right now, and he's making a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. And what do we want to see from Mike Tyson next? I think for Mike Tyson, I think this man deserves to be able to relax right off into the sunset. But at the end of the day, you know, round of applause for him being 58 years old to get this big opportunity to make history for boxing and himself. And you know, I'm great. I'm happy he didn't get knocked out. I'm happy he didn't suffer any real damage. You know, he did get a little bit wobbly. He has a knee injury. But I'm happy he didn't get hurt. And, you know, boys, don't fret. You know, I understand it wasn't what we all expected. We all, you know, expected an absolute banger in a war, but it didn't happen. That's okay. But guess what? You can expect a freaking banger tomorrow for UFC 309, which goes down in New York City. John Jones taking on Stipe Miocic, and Michael Chandler taking on Charles Oliveira. Paul Craig taking on Bo Nichols. It's going to be an absolute banger. So make sure you guys come here tomorrow as we do our live instant reaction for UFC 309. And you know what else was a banger tonight? DoorDash. DoorDash made it super convenient and easy for me and the wife to be able to sit back, relax, enjoy a nice dinner without making any dishes, dirtying any dishes, or making any food. Guys, check the link in the description below. Get yourself some DoorDash. Use my promo code. It's in the description right below here. Take advantage of this cool promotion going on right now. It's going to help you save on your first order, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Have the convenience of DoorDash bringing you food. We're going to be watching the fights tomorrow night at UFC 309. We will see you guys tomorrow for the instant reaction. One love.